So I think we are fast approaching a time, and this was stuff that years ago I never would have said. But I've always been, I'm a huge optimist, and we'll get in that versus the pessimist of the industry too. But I think there's a time, and it's coming up soon, that there will be a guitar in everyone's house.
A guitar for every house.
Yes.
Yes. Like a political.
Now, if I was running for office, my wife, she did run for council in our town, and she won. She's a political force to be reckoned with. I'm trying to have her implement underground electrical stuff so we don't have power go out anymore.
Right.
And a guitar in every house.
A guitar in every house.
That's all I really care about. There's all sorts of things that people want to like bring apartments and buildings and things. I don't care about that. I care about my power not going off and guitars in everyone's house.
The important things in life.
Tax more. And then you can pay for these things. That's all. I just tax everyone.
Ouch.
Or cut stuff. Politicians do not like to hear those three-letter words. Cut prices. Cut that program. You can't cut it. It's been created. It's there. It has to stay forever now.
Shrink the old government.
No, they can't shrink things. They must expand
shrink
always.
the old government.
If you're not expanding,
People will sort it out. It'll be fine.
That's completely inappropriate because like if you're not expanding,
That's right.
you're not getting fatter.
I'm doing that. God.
That's what you're supposed to. Anyway,
right.
I think we are like because the rate of guitar players coming into the market, the joy that it comes, the fact that now we have almost 50% of people are working from home.
Wow.
You know, it's
50%.
A while. It's insane what has changed. You know, like compared to. Well, you got a lot of people. The service industries are still suffering from people who don't want to go to work. So I'm not even counting the sort
people
of
who
self-imposed unemployed, because there are tons of jobs right now. At the moment, but you also have a quit rate has decreased dramatically in guitar education. It used to be 90%, loss, and now I think we're almost at 80%. It's a huge. It's doubled.
That's pretty good.
16 million new players over the last year. People aren't vacationing as much. There's more money being spent on that, and this sort of references. Derek was like laughing because I was referencing George Gruhn's famous 2015 article. He's like, has there ever been a case where one of the most knowledgeable people in the entire guitar world was the most off? Because he called the demise of the guitar in 2015. It's the end of guitar. No one wants to collect anymore. No one wants to play anymore. We've seen.
Maybe that was wrong. I mean, he didn't account for a global pandemic, so he was missing some info there.
But things started to rebound before that too.
That's true.
Pretty dramatically, and then
that's true.
But no, it's like I take us for example. We're wrong about 98% of the things we talk about.
Most stuff.
The fact that we're both still married. Not to each other.
Been great. Yeah, I know.
I mean, it would be a cute. No. I'm just like no. There's like things.
And a shudder ran through them. Yeah, no. Yeah.
It'd just be so much hair. Like I already have enough hair in my underwear.
Strange hair.
You know, that's you only know that pain when you're married.
Yeah.
Right? Because we don't get our own hair in our underwear. Somehow your wife's hair gets.
Isn't that weird? It's hard to tell mine and my wife's hair apart.
It's a different texture.
A little bit, not really.
You should say, how do you know that, Baxter?
I didn't even care. I was like, whatever.
No, you're just used to it. But no, so the 2015, the demise of the guitar, obviously not happened. Now we see Fender's aggressively going after the young, youthful playing markets of the guitars. They've been doing this for years, and it is paying off in folds right now.
Yes.
And Gibson is not doing the same thing. It's still, and I don't know what their Gibson's plan is going to be in the future. I'm sort of at a loss because from what I've heard from all the other shops I deal with and some of the internal manufacturing, I just don't know what their end game is. But I do know what Fender's is, and it's getting new players at an early age, a young age, getting you attached to the brand, getting you the Fender Play.
Yep.
They offer that for free during the initial stage of the pandemic. I have a feeling that's going to become a standard.
I think so too.
And it's a no-brainer in my opinion. And I think it's a wonderful platform. If you haven't checked out Fender Play, check it out. It's out there. And just the fact that you can have all these things accessible, I think that's and I think other manufacturers sort of jump on this. Taylor's been very active with this, getting a younger audience playing their guitars, and trying to keep certain lines that are affordable.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, Fenders are expensive, a lot of them, and Taylors are very expensive.
Same with Taylor, right? But you said they're aggressively going after that younger generation. You can see it in who their signature artists are. You can see it in who they're giving free guitars to as far as marketing, what bands they're sort of pushing into the spotlight versus Gibson, who maybe, still talking about sort of legacy, classic rock kind of.
Peter Frampton, Slash, and which we love. But, it's I don't know 80% of the artists that Fender probably talks about. The new ones that they launched with. It's like John, they're like, hey, kids,
cool.
Who are those kids? Because we're older. We don't know, but it's our job to learn them.
Yeah.
And so we do. And I find it fascinating. But Fender's been smart with Squier.
Right.
And they're keeping Squier, and they're actually elevating the brand of Squier from what we all saw as just the Squier Bullet.
Yeah.
Now there's Squier launches coming out that are really attractive. Like Derek and I were looking at the new stuff coming out from Fender. And the Squier line, we're like, man, that's a good-looking guitar.
Well, they're smart. They've kept Squier relevant, right? I mean, you can go on any forum or any Facebook group, and you see people, you constantly see a thread about, why I love Squier, why my Squier is better than your blah, 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 blah. People who, they have this cult following where they want these cool Squiers, they want to mod them. That's smart, and don't think that just happened. That I'd say that's some intentional marketing on Fender's part, at least in some cases.
I like to think I know Andy, the CEO of Fender. I've hung out with him I think 3 times, and this is pre-pandemic. He doesn't remember me from Adam probably,
maybe,
but he might. He knew me by name once.
Yeah,
one time he came and said, "Hey Baxter, how are you doing?"
And our showcase dealer.
And I ignored him though because I was like, I didn't know who it was. I'm on the phone. Hold on,
just relax.
I'm on the phone with my wife, Scottish guy.
Chill out, bro.
I'll tee off in a minute. We weren't on the golf course. I'm kidding. But that would make sense, I feel like. But no, he's been instrumental in Fender's sort of launch cycle. What happens now with sort of relaunching these, each sort of SKU in line. And it's been very effective as far as keeping the interest in the product cycle alive.
Yep.
And so, the day of the American Standard being out there for 20 years is no more.
Nope.
If you have a line that lasts, and without a refresh for 4 or 5 years, that's...
You're doing, yeah.
If it makes as long as a PlayStation or an Xbox, that's a long line in Fender.
Right.
But no, it's been very thought out, very strategic. The classic vibe is perhaps the best guitar you can buy, Squier, for your money. Just replace the pickups if you want to have a phenomenal sounding guitar eventually. I wouldn't even do that probably because I'm happy with how they are because I'm lazy.
Yeah, agreed.
And I don't think they're terrible.
Here. Yeah, no, I don't either.
Sorry, Dylan.
I know Dylan
they are terrible. I know they're terrible.
Horrible. I mean, yes.
If you are going to play some, call Dylan. Dylan talks tones. He's the guy. We talked about that before.
Just use an overdrive pedal. Whatever. Cool.
Or just get a 2-rock and it's fine.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
It's fine. 2-rock makes everything better. It's
probably going to be fine.
Pixie dust. Yeah. But I think now that we have our whole society has changed. We don't work in offices in the same way. I think we have a healthy respect for a quality of life that we want, and the desire to actually enjoy our lives more. When it snowed the other day, and you were like, "Hey, should we come in?" We were talking about. I was like, "Or we could just sled with our kids."
Which
I'll handle the phones today.
No big deal.
It's easy, It's and you can do that, and people want to enjoy life. Guitar is, at the end, all about enjoyment.
Yes.
If you're not enjoying it, please rethink your path in it.
Damn these guitars.
No, I don't like this.
Gotta keep going.
Can't get this scale or this chord down. It's then try a different scale or chord.
Right.
My wife is sitting there learning the piano piece Dawn from the movie Pride and Prejudice right now. Because
really?
It isn't. If you haven't watched the movie, it's one of my favorite, the Keira Knightley one. I've talked about it for Sean. Watched I didn't get it. Well, it's because you're dumb and you're young.
It's true.
Young dumb people don't quite get it. If you don't like Pride and Prejudice, we have serious issues. But no, but she's learning that right now. She's not a pianist, but she's she can read piano music somewhat from taking lessons as a child, and she's enjoying, sort of banging through there, kind of like Salieri did versus Mozart, and Amadeus. It's taking her a long time, but she's having fun. It's a great piece. The piece goes through the entire. It's the score and it weaves in and out of the movie the entire time. And it's the very beginning. It's toward the end. It's wonderful. One of the best scoring I've seen. And it's got these great like Guitar Hero demos of it on YouTube with piano. Have you seen those?
Where the
things are coming down
and
explodes in the keys. I love, but she's having fun. She's doing, and she printed out the sheet music for it too. You can get anything on the internet now. Thank you, internet. And that's why I think we will have a guitar in every household, because every household is usually more than 2 people.
Yep.
You're gonna have the children being added to these mixes, and then children like guitars, ukuleles, guitars, banjos. Guitars, and it's affordable.
Yeah, man.
And the learning options out there now are astronomical. And you can just turn on YouTube and it's free.
Well, I remember being younger and hearing people say things like, "Oh, you know, when you move to college, every college dorm room has a guitar, right? Everybody tries to learn the guitar in college," and I think that is spilling over into
real life.
30-something-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds who, you know, they're buying a guitar, they're learning to play, they're just having fun.
I sit there with my kids every night and I sing them songs in the room as they go to bed. I get my little baby Taylor out that I gave them all for Christmas too, and we sit, that stays in the room leaning against the wall. I don't care if they heard it. I hope they don't. It's really nice. It's got pretty grain. And I play songs in that, and we just sing songs. I make up songs about them and how I call them baked potato or something.
There you go.
That's it, and it's fun. It becomes part of like your routine, and before you know it, you got kids that aren't scared of these things, and they can have it.
And they're into it, yeah.
I'm pretty excited.
Same.
I think it is truly. I've said it before. We're in a golden age of music right now.
Yes.
As far as musical instruments go, I think the golden age, the neo golden age of music is around the corner too, because of all the new guitar players.
Cool things that will come out. I think that's true too. I think that's very true.
You know, all the players that started during the pandemic, from younger to older, I think, you know, it doesn't even matter like what your age is in the same way as it used to. Like there's great music coming out from older players now that we're finding on the internet that you never would have found 20 years ago, because you wouldn't have been able to. They wouldn't have been able to been pushed, because only young artists are pushed that have a career span of X amount of
But like
years.
labels, yeah.
Right.
It's different.
And now these young kids that I work with, even think about Caroline in particular, this one young girl, like she's always finding weird new music, and then I'll listen to like bands like the Front Bottoms, like they've been around for a while, but like the fact that she's listening to them, and then she's listening to like video game songs and like learning them and coming in and showing them to me, I'm like, that's
really
cool and weird.
And you got young dudes like Billy Strings and Marcus King who are, you know, on the tip of that iceberg too.
That are pretty exact person coming around the corner there too. That Texas cat.
There you go.
Then I'm gonna say you, but no.
Nah.
He's
Just old man.
Old man can't do nothing. No, that's it. That's why. Anyway, optimism abounds. If you haven't gotten a guitar in your house yet, get one. Or if you know someone that doesn't have one, give them one of yours.
No, ouch.
I think I put that out to you. I do it every so now and then. Not, I was gonna say all the time, but if someone doesn't have a guitar, like
people start going around. Hey, where's Baxter around?
I mean,
let's give it out those free guitars.
I mean, but
we give away a surprising amount of guitars.
We have a guitar in the shop always. That's a free guitar.
You never know.
Find it.
Right.
You kind of get to have it
if you need it.
It has a certain if you need it.
You have to need it.
Yeah, some people are like, oh, is it free? I'll take it. Then I'm like, you have a job and plenty of money, sir. You don't need this guitar.
Yeah.
You want this guitar.
But if you're a kid, maybe certain life
your parents maybe aren't going to buy it, or maybe you're grown up and you don't have the money.
There you go.
Take this guitar.
Then there's a decent chance.
I remember like the one year we gave our FedEx guy a guitar. That was awesome. He dropped it off. He's like, why don't you keep this one? He's like, what? He goes, take this one.
It's fun.
He goes, he was awesome. Cool dude. And now, I forget what he's doing now. He's got a different gig. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't remember either.
That's it. I can't remember. Cool guy, though. Anyway, I'm leaving. That's all I got, Johnny.
That's it. Guitar in every house.
That's it. You don't have to do all the others. Just tell them to subscribe.
All the stuff.
That's
like,
all.
subscribe, click the bell. I feel like there used to be an accordion in every house. And it's just...
I do have an accordion in my house.
There was an article I read one time that was like the guitar supplanted the accordion for a while. The cool thing was, like, you know,
I got bagpipes in my house too. Got a clarinet, piano.
There you go. Yeah, but you're not normal.
I'm not normal.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.